Hello there and welcome back. It's a Wednesday night and I'm tired. I usually shoot banner videos on Thursdays. What's going on, Applebot? In any case, we gotta get into this. I got a job to do. We gotta review Christmas Noelle. She's here on November 29th. All right, let's do this. It's a little bit early, but whatever. We're gonna have a whole month worth of Christmas costumes. And yeah, let's look at her kit, see if you should pull or not. All right, the first thing I'm seeing here is sky high HP. Is she a tank? Is she defense oriented? No. Completely offense oriented character skill here. A B gauge that gives the whole party 30% attack, 30% pursuit on 2 hits or more. And if using wind, 20% defense break. Wow, that is so much offensive support packed into one. So, you know, we have Christmas Akeha, who's been around for 2 years now. And she has those awesome 60-second buffs, but it's like half the amount. So that, you know, that's the trade-off here. You got these short buffs that you have to deal with. You have to figure out how to cleverly extend, etc., etc. Of course, I'm mainly talking subjugation support. But you get that juicy 30% amount, and all of this in one. Now, there's also the drawback that you only get the defense break when using wind. So, of course, she'll be top-tier support in wind. And yeah, like a good generalist for all elements for the 2 offensive buffs. Again, the 30 seconds can be tough to work with sometimes. And that pursuit is the biggest bummer there because as far as I understand, this thing right here, status boosting effects, should affect the attack buff, but not the pursuit buff. That, you know, if I understand correctly. While we're at it, looking at the karma here, look at this. Here's a new one. Wind damage, 3% to the party. Now that is very interesting, but I don't like that 3%. What's up with that? Super low. Also, we're missing the pursuit. We have the first strike, the buff extension, the new wind buff to party. You know, I guess that synergizes with her support role. But having the bold vigor or caged vigor, but not the pursuit, it's kind of a bummer. And then, of course, we have the, you know, absurd 30% haste. And then all of these are the offensive ones. Yeah, I didn't mention the other stats. The attack is kind of low for today's standards. And defense is like pretty good. Okay, passives. Valiance, 25%. Percent to the party. Pretty cool. Of course, that's what we love to see on subjugation supports. And then this just kind of boosts her own like stats for wind. Yeah, it doesn't say anything about party there. And then mastery. So 8% is a... Wow. For a third passive, you know, 8% is already like a pretty big percent for that type, you know, for that skill. And for a third passive, that's pretty impressive. And, you know, I guess that can help if she's supporting someone in subjugation who's using the appropriate main hand and needs a better chance to chain auto attacks during knockdown to recharge the character skill. Pretty niche. Okay, this is amazing. This is a great debris. 40% pursuit. That's a ton. That's a huge amount. It's the steep, you know, elemental requirement, 4 or more, but very nice debris. Slap that on your wind DPS and watch them go. Yeah, so the thing that I thought about her, the main thing I'm thinking about her, and, you know, the fish battle isn't really a thing, you know, you clear it once, you're done, but, like, this is, like, damage race, like, this is damage race material right here. With the high HP and pure offense, what else could that mean? with that HP, she's going to be able to take hits. So the other place that we see damage race is in Fateboard, often against the final boss of each stage. So I don't know exactly what we have in store as for, win team versus final boss. Maybe you've already cleared what you need to there, or maybe we have something vicious coming up and that we will wish that we had damage race supporter Noelle for it. Because, let's talk about, for example, the fish battle or, one of those Fateboard final bosses. For those, awesome flex damage race, speed run type runs that people do, you really have to just reset and hope that you just don't die, hope that one character doesn't take too many hits, reset, and then, you're just kind of tanking hits almost to death and just squeezing out your damage. And I don't know, that when I look at her kit, that's what I think of. I see that super high HP. It's going to allow her to take those hits, do absurd, 3 types of offensive buffing. The 30% isn't as much of a bummer in those other game modes like it is in Subjugation. So I don't know if we have that kind of battle coming up, and even if we do, it's just one battle, so I don't know. But we'll come back to it. Let's finish here. Let's look at the weapon here. So really nice looking attack, and the HP is decent. Then we have a party buff attack. Well, with a 5-hit and a short cooldown, pretty nice. And then, oh wow, 16 seconds. And then, yeah, it's just self-pursuit. Only 10 seconds. I don't know. But it is a boon haste, and those are always good as a sub-weapon. And, like I said, these are pretty short, and with today's 30% haste in Arena, it could be usable in Arena. Now, I wouldn't go using her in Arena. Nothing really... this can't be used at start or anything, or even soon, kind of like Divine Udeal can. And there's no, if she had some sort of, the Valiance is pretty good. This is kind of cool. But if she had some sort of pursuit or something like that, I could see using her. Otherwise, I just don't see any use for her in Arena. But the spear, the multipliers are low. So that's one thing to think about, but I don't know. These short cooldowns could be really convenient when you need them, as support. Of course, this doesn't support the party, so those are my thoughts. Should you pull? So yeah, go ahead and pull if especially if Noelle is your favorite, just pull her. She looks great, and she's absurdly powerful. Her buffs are absurdly powerful. And but for me, I'm skipping. I don't quite need it, and it's been quite a while now that I don't really pull for PvE that much. I did pull Abyss Hina recently, but otherwise, for my own pulling, I go for Arena. So pull for the game mode you want. Like I said, in Subjugation, she can be used in all elements, at least for those 2 buffs, and that Pursuit buff is way more powerful. It's just she's not going to be your DPS in Subjugation. So let's say she's the last thing that cues the knockdown, and you're trying to get a double character skill. That last character skill, those buffs will have worn off. At least the Pursuit will. And maybe you extended the attack. Or maybe you're super clever and you're able to squeeze in her character skill in between, in the middle of the knockdown, in which case, awesome. So, very powerful. And if you feel like you could really use that on your account and you have the resources, then go for it. And remember that in general, with these divided banners, we're going to see all 4, I guess we have 4 Christmas units now. We're going to see all 4 of them at the end of the month. The benefits of going hard on the single is if you really want to pour Awakenings into a character. So keep that in mind. Especially, these paid banners are great for that, because you get the guarantee, you get a chance to pick up old Christmas units, And yeah, if you're spending, it could be good. But otherwise, maybe just wait for the combines, unless you really want to pour into Awakenings on her, in which case you want that mastery that bad. If you're chasing that debris, then cool, but you're probably a whale and don't need my advice anyway. So choose wisely, hold strong, wait to see what those other Christmas units are, because you'll always have the chance to get her again on the combined banner later. Sweets! So those are my thoughts for this. Let me know what you think, and if you're pulling, best of luck to you. Thanks so much, as always, for watching. Remember I said it was really late. And I'll see you in the next one.